Yo, what is up, guys? We are back. We're doing another mock draft. Today, we're actually doing from the fifth spot. There's a reason why we jumped ahead. We've done the 14th spot, but there's a reason we jumped ahead. We got the guys. We got Ricky and Taco. They have a
Going
spot.
on, guys?
Exactly. We got a spot for that they're picking at on the fifth spot. So we really wanted to give you guys a realistic approach in a league that the guys have. So, right, Ricky, that's really the main reason we started that fifth spot.
Yeah, I think our we have a draft on the 30th at the end of the month.
Cool.
So we're coming for number 5, just PPR.
Mm-hmm.
Not basic, but I think there's certain points, but for right now we're basically doing PPR 5th spot, which I think it's a really good spot. I think we get a top player. I think we're going to get definitely 2 top players no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
First 2 picks I think are going to be studs no matter who we get.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a receiver, running back,
Mm-hmm.
2 receivers, if we stack it up like that, or 2 running backs, something like that. Steve like that.
I'm like, Ricky, where you going on this one, buddy?
I was
PPR,
throwing curveballs on the receiver.
All right, Steve likes it too. Right, what do you think?
I'm very much a fan of getting some running backs early, especially in this type of format, because we know running backs that can pass catches are, the highest point scorers, and we know that there's a lot of wide receivers. I feel like a little bit later on in the draft, but let's get it started and see what we do. I'm excited, and I will say this to everyone that was in that league that me and Ricky lost in last year: we are coming for you. We're gonna eat your lunches. We are literally just going to come in there and snatch your hearts out your mouths because we're going to win this league this year. And I'm bringing all the smack and I'm bringing all the noise because there's nothing stopping us.
Hey, Taco, I would say that, listen, you need to bring a little humble to your game because me and you were texting earlier, and I'm going to put you on blast real quick. I know that you're right now, what you're telling me in that Roto League in baseball, you sitting at 10, not at 1. So
baseball's been a little bit of struggle.
I don't mean to blow on spots, but
let's put it like this. Let's put it like this. Your champ, David Frias in the league where I beat you in, and I beat Ricky in, is speaking. The number one.
Don't talk to me that way. I won that league first.
Yeah, and I won it last. You to do it. And I beat you to do it. So
continue with the draft. Continue.
All right, continue.
All right. So let's get this going. How to set the table real quick. I'm excited though. I'm really thinking running back, but let's see what's up. Oh, this is the debate that we were expecting. No, I don't want your tour. Get your tour. What the hell is this? I've never seen it before.
Let's make you take the tour.
It's not even. I've never seen this before. What's going on, Draft Wizard?
Why don't you just reload the page? This is why live is always better.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, all right. Let's try it again. Dun 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 dun! Charge! Okay, what the fuck are you talking about, you stupid bastard?
Just let's press that X again and see what happens. No?
Same thing?
There we go.
There we go.
No, stop.
There we go.
All righty. Now this is realistic. The first 4 picks that came off, number 1, McCaffrey. I think that's pretty certain. 2, Barkley. 3, Elliott. 4, Kamara. I don't think there's any upsets here, Ricky. I mean, what are you thinking? Same thing as I'm thinking?
Yeah.
So far, everything seems like if we were in a normal draft. So it's a good situation. Quickly scanning it. Running backs, there's Clyde Edwards, who's fire. I mean, let's face it, this kid could be big time.
Right.
Dalvin Cook, who's playing on a contract year. Derrick Henry, who just got paid but doesn't catch passes. Wide receiver wise, we're looking at the number 1 guy on the board, Michael Thomas, Devontae Adams. The experts are saying that we should go Michael Thomas. It is a 1 point per catch league. This is tough, Ricky. I think this is going to be a really tough pick for us because
what do you got? What do you got, Ricky, on this one? If you,
I personally like
this is tough.
I like the short thing, Michael Thomas. I know the KC running back is.
Would you take the KC running back over Cooks or Cook?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't.
I mean, Cook last year was really good. Cook was really good last year.
I'm
just worried about the injuries.
Yes,
that's the only thing that always scares me about Cook.
That's my thing about him.
Between hamstrings and a small frame, that scares me. It
With
does.
Everything that's going on, God forbid he gets that or anything like that, and they miss a game, and then you add the injury where he missed another game. You know, it's every game counts. To me, Michael Thomas is a short thing. PPR 1 point.
I do agree with you that Michael Thomas is a short thing, but then it does put us a little bit in a hole in running back.
No, it does because
then that third round running back is kind of nasty.
And then probably the next, honestly, maybe even 2 picks after that. Like we might have to go 3 running backs in a row. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
At that point, to be honest with you.
I mean, I think we can run it with Thomas because, like you said, he is probably the most certain thing.
To me, he's the most certain thing.
But I do feel like we may regret not taking the stud running back here because there'll be so many wide receivers once we get there. But let's take it with him and see what we're looking.
Okay, yeah, let's see what's going with.
And this is what you would really do, Ricky, if this was your draft.
Yes. So me and Steve, and again, you on the clock, you'll have less time to really talk.
Right.
I mean, you know.
But that's also why we're doing this early. So we're kind of like now that we have these debates, when it comes up where we're on the clock and it's like, all right, here's Cook and Thomas. We already had this conversation.
So
it's easy for us to be like, all right, you know.
There might be last-second changes, but we already had this conversation. We're having it right now. You're seeing
right. Absolutely. I think that's what's going to help a lot of people.
Unless something happens from now to the 30th or whatever the last day of the month.
But here's how it gets when you're picking that wide receiver there. These are the top running backs on the board.
And it's not sexy, and it's not.
I think it's going to be hard to take Michael Thomas at the 5th pick because look at what we're looking at here.
I mean, unless someone messes up, this is probably what we're going to have.
I mean, Aaron Jones, I guess, but I mean, we have no idea what's going to go on there. The tight ends are kind of good. Pat Mahomes just went off. I like Jackson, but it's way too early, especially with taking a wide receiver early.
Now, the only thing with Draft Wizard, like, honestly, these running backs are like,
yeah.
But look at it.
Look, at this point, I'll be honest with you. It's Jones, right? Or to me, it's Gurley. Like, we risk it and just say,
but
you don't get Gurley.
You don't think
I would rather risk it on Jones just because.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Jones to me is going to either just do what Jones does, right? It's not a risk. Jones is going to be good, right?
Or Gurley, how capped is he by this new kid?
Or Gurley. No. That's what I'm saying to you. Or Jones is going to be really bad. Because if the other kid comes in and Jones is not going to be a worth of a one running back. Gurley to me is, you're right. Either he's going to bust it, or to me, he's going to have a new life, and he could be Gurley of like.
I think like this. Gurley has a bigger risk, but he's a bigger reward.
But more reward.
Yeah. Because there's
no. You don't think Gurley would be there on the way back?
No.
These are the top 4 guys.
These guys are gone. We're gonna have to come back.
Didn't we go around? Oh, okay. No, so my bad.
We're gonna have to pick another running back coming back.
Yeah. Let's just take a look at the cheat sheet. Let's go running backs. So yeah.
Look,
they're all gone.
I'll be honest with you. I would go Gurley, but I understand Aaron Jones. So Steve, that's up to you. Whichever one you want to do.
See, I mean, this is really tricky for me, and I feel like the biggest thing that worries me. Like I was starting to feel like we were undervaluing Aaron Jones, and then we start seeing some pictures of AJ Dillon. We start hearing how powerful
I'm not undervaluing him. I just know what he is, and with this guy coming in, he could be worse than what he is, and that's the issue. And to me, Gurley, I'd rather take the risk on Gurley, and if he hits, we're gonna luck out, and we're gonna have Thomas and a stud running.
I'm worried he can't hold up. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried his knees won't hold up.
No, I get it.
Number one running back.
I'm not.
That's the scary thing. Because if we get Aaron Jones now, we could always get a AJ Dillon later and just make sure we have the running back in the Packers.
Boys, what do you think?
I'm just saying, at this point, out of what's left, I'd rather take the risk and hope that I get a stud running back right there with Gurley. I'd rather get the reward with Gurley. I'd rather take the risk that I get the reward.
And you don't think that Chubb has an equal upside?
I was going to ask about Chubb, but it doesn't seem like you guys have that.
I'm not big on Chubb.
Not big. I like the way that Chubb played last year.
Here's a better question.
I think Hunt could be good.
Here's a better question then, since now we're going in, and this would be our first running back if we took a wide receiver first. Would you take Gurley over Bell?
I was just thinking Bell, but I actually
the thing is that Bell didn't perform well.
I actually think Bell will come back.
I do too. I think that they're going to start throwing him the ball, and I think that's going to make him an interesting proposition. And I think that might give him enough upside to take over Gurley.
So you would reach that far down and get him over?
No, but I actually think
we might be able to get Bell on the back.
I think Gurley will be gone.
Yeah,
see, I'm with Steve, but I don't think, just like from thinking wise, I think pretty sure Gurley would not come back. So I would take Gurley now because I don't think Bell would. I think Bell will come back to us.
All right, that's a good proposition that Ricky's saying.
I'm gonna go with Gurley just because of the fact that I'm worried about the timeshare with Matt LaFleur in that backfield. Okay. The share should be very, very, very.
Oh,
I'm really interested in seeing how this mock draft goes and where they.
Yeah, this is a. Okay, so now what happens? Who's left?
All right, so now we're looking here.
And look, Bell's back.
Bell's there.
Bell's there. Juju's there. DJ Moore's there.
Next time, hey Taco, let's make sure you draft one we can see it.
Where you can't. The whatchamacallit.
Yeah, you made the pick without us being able to
pick.
Oh, I took Gurley.
I understand. I'm just saying. So next time draft where we can see it, so we could.
Oh, sure. No problem. Sorry. All right. So I don't know why this looks weird though right now. Okay, so it has us with Gurley and Thomas. What the hell is going on? Okay, here we go. My computer's freaking out. All right. So, I mean, these are the running backs there. These are wide receivers. These are the quarterbacks.
So, I mean, I think in this point, like what Ricky was saying and you were saying, Taco, like if you guys would go wide receiver first on the 5th spot, you would consider going 3 running backs back to back. So, is this a spot where you're going to go running back again or wide receiver?
Who's left right now, Steve?
See, this is where it gets tricky because now we're looking at DJ Moore still there, Juju still there, Mike Evans is still there, Amari Cooper is still there, and then we're talking about, I would say probably Fournette, Carson, Bell. I mean, those three I kind of like, but I think this is even more of a situation where taking that wide receiver early really freaking hurts because I am happy with either one of these wide receivers on my team. Really more than the running back. I mean, I think I would probably lean toward Bell, maybe Carson. Carson to me has some.
To me, I would take Bell. See, I'm happy with Thomas, Gurley, Bell.
Oh my God, bro! We're banking on 2 guys that are older to come back on one on a bad offense and another that has super.
You're right about that.
Running back.
We're hoping that the offensive line of the Jets hits. That's what we're hoping.
It's a lot of question marks that we have at running back. And yes, I know Thomas is the most safe receiver, but like right here,
so the other
we're looking at volume wide receivers, Mike Evans, Juju, DJ. Like if we get Mike Evans, don't you think Mike Evans could outscore Bell this year with Tom Brady as his quarterback?
Yeah,
I think so.
Like I think Mike Evans is the best.
But we could choose Mike Evans right now.
But if we take Mike Evans, then who the fuck is running back 2?
Who's left? Yeah,
we're gonna have Kareem Hunt as our starter. What can we do? Like Ronald Jones, yes, we got to shoot for him. But I'm thinking about him as a running back 3. Like, okay, if he hits, we're good.
I mean, you're making the argument.
I like Jones.
So look, if we did it the other way, we would have got, let's say, Cook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cook.
Then we can take wide receiver or running back, depending on.
No, but who's the other way around? Instead of Gurley?
Allen Robinson was there. Kittle was there. Maybe I could see us going back to back running back. We would still take Aaron Jones or Todd. Like then, we could take a Todd Gurley as we have a Cook. And now we're sitting back saying, okay, if Gurley hits like you said, now we're hitting at 2 top 10 running backs, and then we get a Mike Evans, and now we're sitting back saying, okay, we got a value wide receiver because the wide receivers fell. We have 2 top flight running backs.
The first pick is what we got to decide. But so right now, all right.
No, right, but I'm saying like,
we got to choose.
Right now, I think we got to go running back.
I think we got to choose Bell right now.
I think so too, just because of the fact that
we got to get a short.
I think these guys will score more than Bell. I just think we can't risk not having a running back.
No, we can't risk it. No, 100%.
And I think,
100% we can't risk it. And he's a starter, sure starter.
Should be getting some increased volume.
Oh, way increased.
Yep. All right.
Now whether it turns out to be something
a smoke screen,
right?
Lord knows.
No. Whether he's going to get the rock. It's just whether it turns out to be that the offensive
Mike
line
Evans went right after him.
Yeah, I mean, I think Mike Evans should probably go before him, but based on the board and based on what we had.
No, what we have to go back.
Yep.
We're not going with Kareem Hunt as our second running back. Not with Gurley as our number one.
Now, for me, this is where my heart breaks because I'm looking at Calvin Ridley and I'm in love, but I do think that I want another running back just in case.
So wait, who's left? Did you draft already?
We took Le'Veon Bell.
All right, but you got to put it up.
It's up. It's been up. It's here.
All right, where are the rest of that? Because we can't see there. Go to the big screen where it shows the players.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see these guys? Like
no, we can't. It's so small.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. Rosters, suggestions. So here we're looking at. Put this up.
So that's all. So that's Calvin Ridley, Dak, AJ, Keenan. Who are the running backs? Let's see the running backs.
See, I don't mind Jonathan Taylor. I think he's eventually going to take the thing. I like David Johnson as far as being a pass catching running back with value. But I think Calvin Ridley's going to bust out and break out and be. I think he's going to be a top 15 wide receiver for sure. Like, there's no question in my mind, especially with the changes that they've had in Atlanta, losing Hooper, having to depend on Gurley, but then that puts us with 2 Falcons. So now we're Falcon heavy early. But yeah. I think at this point in the draft, he's the best value by far. Like, he fell into our laps.
No, I would like to go 3 running backs. I don't think it's necessary.
See, like, which running back would you go here? Like, Jonathan Taylor's getting a timeshare to start. Like that, like, to me, that's a little dicey then. Like, Johnson, I'm interested in.
I think he's going to be the starter.
Johnson?
I mean, Mac is still there, though. It's not like Mac is not.
That is true, yeah. He's
like, there. Mac's not going away.
Taylor is going to – he's not going to be – I mean, bro, he's – yeah, look, bro. He's going to be the starter. I'm telling you that from what I've been reading and –
see, look at this. The Texans gave the running back 97 touches.
But is he going to be Johnson? Steve, we already know.
I mean, just thinking about like this. If he's just catching passes, bro, that's such a safe floor because he's just gonna get little dump off passes from Deshaun Watson.
And you're talking about Johnson, right?
David Johnson, and David Johnson used to be a top pick.
Right.
I mean, if we're talking about bigger upside. There's nobody behind Johnson. We're not worried about, well, Mac gets the goal line touches or Mac comes in here and vultures.
And I'm going to put it very honest with you. I mean, right now in this particular draft, drafting a wide receiver first seems to have thrown you guys into a loop. Because I think, at least with questioning, I think Ricky was solid on what he wanted, but I think Taco, you're kind of debating a lot of every single pick is really, you feel like maybe the first pick should not be a wide receiver. And I'm just being real from what I'm from my conversation.
It was debatable in the first pick right away whether we wanted running back or receiver.
So the fifth spot, guys, I mean, you got to think about it, right?
He's going to get us the most. He was the shortest thing to get us the most points.
Got you.
Could. But he could also not get us
right.
But he fuck us. He can screw us.
But because I mean, I think as we prepare for it, we have to look at the the possible scenario. So when we make the decision, we feel the most comfortable. It does put us in a situation where we're now depending on two older running backs who very well can get injured, and we could be sitting in a situation where.
So recap us. I mean, because we're kind of sitting on this deadlock grid here on this particular pick.
I mean, right now we only have 3 picks in. We have Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Michael Thomas. All right.
So we have 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver. Originally, again, going back to the original point, you guys were talking 3 running backs. So here with what's on the board, really, who do you feel the strongest about, Ricky? And then we can go back to you.
I think. I mean, from what I would like, I like Jonathan Taylor.
You like Taylor?
Yeah, I like Taylor.
And then what about you, Taco? And not to just criticize the point, but what do you like? And then
to me right here, I just think Calvin Ridley's upside is too high. I think Calvin Ridley could be a top wide receiver to pair with these guys, and to think about maybe one of these guys stay on the board. Maybe a Montgomery here will get enough volume with the next pick. But at the end of the day, I just think that. But I think short things and safe things that we did early, then taking Calvin Ridley here would be the same thing because he's just so much better value.
I said we take Calvin Ridley.
That's what I think too. It's just too much value right there.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's see who's next.
Who's on the board?
There goes Taylor. There goes Metcalf.
And guys, we're taking
Metcalf is gone.
We're taking time deciphering really these picks strongly because we're doing what, top 7, Taco?
Yep. So we got
top 7. So we want to give you guys a real in-depth as to what's our real thought process behind our guys, and I think that's what Ricky's doing. That's what Taco's doing. They're really giving you some high, strong value picks. At those spots with what's on the board. That's what I see as a novice, drafter, and I think that's what they're giving you guys.
And I'll say this for tight end, I do like Waller, but I think we're both in agreement that there's a couple of tight ends in the later rounds that we both like.
Yeah,
I think that's something we're in agreement with on. I think Devontae Parker could be good, but he could be bad. That's right. Risky. I like David Johnson before, and the fact that he's back here now just kind of makes me think that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was even debating before. Yeah, and now at this pick, no brainer backs to take a risk on him. Now I like it too.
Yep. And now I'm not gonna lie to you, I fucking love the team. I fucking love the team.
It's rounding out to be good.
Yeah, we're talking about Michael Thomas, Calvin Ridley. We got 3 running backs.
That's why now
pretty good.
Michael Thomas anchors that whole team now.
Yeah.
He gives us the points we guarantees every week. That's why you have to get players like that.
Did you see what Watson said about Fuller?
No.
Watson said Fuller is going to blow up this year.
Oh, yeah.
The problem is, will Fuller stay on the field?
Yeah.
Like, he is hurt all the time. And that's scary to me. I think we're both in agreement in our draft strategy. We're not reaching for a quarterback here.
No, not right now. No. What round are we?
We are in the 6th round. So we have 2 more picks for this mock. We have 3 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Tight ends on the board. Evan Ingram's number 1. I still think we're passing on tight end. Are you in agreement with me?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I think we're between wide receiver and running back.
Yes, I'm with that too.
I think that I like Montgomery's possible volume. I think
wide receiver.
Wide receiver. We have some interesting ones. Gallup is there. Fuller's there. Cooks is there. Jones is there. I like Gallup's upside.
I actually like Gallup.
We had him on the team last year, and he was really great for us next to Cooper. So I definitely don't mind going Gallup here, especially in a 1-point PPR league. Although this year I do get a little bit worried about his volume when
because of everyone, all the weapons. But I actually think Dallas' offense is going to be like
Jamison Crowder this high. Wow, I was definitely expecting him to go a lot later in the draft.
Wow, that was high.
Yeah, that I didn't expect him to go this high. But now here's an interesting situation. Deontay Johnson should be the number 2 wide receiver there in Pittsburgh. Cooks could be the number 1, could be the number 2 over there in Houston. Montgomery's still on the board. Are you serious? Why? What's wrong?
If you liked him before,
I don't trust the offense.
But I mean,
know what you mean.
But look at this. He may be a low end running two.
Yeah, he is.
Blocked him to 15 touches.
Look, he's gonna get the carries.
Yeah, and I think
I like I like Raheem.
Who?
Raheem. Mostert.
He's interesting.
I'll take him over Montgomery. He's gonna be next.
But you have Coleman, you have McKinnon.
Bro, they're not McKinnon and Coleman. No, they're not.
But we saw last year. It was such a like.
They're not taking him. They're not going to take it off what he did. And in the playoffs, they're not doing that.
But Shanahan is a guy like that, man. I don't know. It is a little scary to me. I do like his upside, but he is a little scary, and
he's good. He's dynamic. He's good.
Now here's the thing: they both have the same bye week as Le'Veon Bell.
Still,
and we already have 3 players on week 10 bye.
What else is left? What about tight ends? What's tight ends left? Just tight end,
Henry, Hurst, Gesicki. I mean, I think right here we shoot for the fences and we go for Cooks.
Oh no, you love
really not interested in Cooks
at all.
I'm not interested in Cooks at all.
And the thing is though, here's my question with what you brought up, Taco, with the bye weeks. I mean, it's almost like a guaranteed 2 big heavy hitters 2 weeks back to back. That wouldn't we have to play somebody with a very high upside? If you got Bell, if you got Gurley.
Yeah, I don't mind I know what Steve means, but I don't mind that once that happening. Like if I no, what I mean, Dave, is I'm kind of with you where I mean is like, to me, if Bell and him are out and I happen to lose that week,
yeah,
I don't mind if I have him to another
week. He only had 14 catches. Gotcha. Like they're reporting, don't assume he's the official starting running back. I just don't know if he doesn't get any catches.
Who, Raheem?
Yeah, he had 14 catches in 16 games. That's scary.
Bro,
especially in a PPR league.
He split. Look how many.
Montgomery only had 25.
How many other running backs?
He didn't catch many either.
Look how many other he did. 2 other running backs. What are you talking about, Steve?
Well, I'm saying both of them.
And look how many yardage he got.
But I mean, okay, the yardage is there. But if you're not getting the catches, one catch is 10 yards. One catch is 10 yards.
And again, what he did in the playoffs showed exactly what he could do.
Bro,
and when you do it in the playoffs is when it's your money.
You can tell me that all you want, but you know who did it in the playoffs? Sony Michel.
And again,
Sony Michel did it in the playoffs. The Patriots. Guess what? They brought in other guys.
You're talking about Montgomery, who's on the offense.
No, I'm not talking about Montgomery.
Yes, you are.
I'm saying that's on both of them. I'm saying Cooks. I'm saying Cooks.
Bro, he can't stay on the field. He's 1 concussion away from his career ending. I'm not trying to make a joke of it, but he is. That he's 1 concussion away from his career ending.
So high. His upside here is so high.
Steve, and his downside,
like he could be higher. He could be higher than Johnson and Gallup.
Oh my God!
I can't say that about Mozart. Do you think Mozart would be higher than Johnson and Gallup?
And his downside is from never playing again.
I mean, if you go back, Taco, and you read the description, I mean, it really is right in the middle of that bulk of. If you look, it says Cooks has transitioned well in the past. And
top 24 wide receiver in 4 of the last 5 years. Like,
yeah, but if you look, as Ricky was stating, though, if you look, concussions on the other hand are a big worrisome point.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, concussions are a big deal in today's day. You know,
they are, and especially now, especially in today's climate, they're not playing around with that.
Hold on,
they're not.
There have been 9 wide receivers who have finished as a top 24 wide receiver in 4 of the last 5 years. And if we're getting this guy at the 77th pick, who has a possibility of finishing the top 24, that's the biggest upside. This guy's the biggest upside, right?
To me, at 7, we're not. To me, it's not worth it for him. I'd rather go with him. Yeah.
Point-wise for him.
On the offense, that's good. Where he's going to be the starter, I'd rather go with him.
So it's going to be a timeshare. That's not a starter. That's a timeshare.
He's going to take the starter.
So we're looking at 165 in points for projected for him. We're looking at 118 points projected for him. We're looking at 157 though for Deontay.
And that's if he stays on the field.
What about Johnson?
That's if that offense is still good.
And you can't negate the point there that it's true. But I will say, I mean, it is if anybody stays on the team. But the higher injury prone player like Ricky's stating, that comes into play.
Again, you're talking about upside, but he has the biggest downside.
But that's also why his value is depreciated to this point, where you're getting a player that could finish in the top 24 at the 75th guy.
And you could get a player that doesn't finish at all.
So how do we decide, boys, on this one?
Yeah, hurry up. Pick whoever you want, but just pick.
Yeah, because this one's seeming another one that's one of those deep-rooted debates.
I mean, honestly, I think just based on what we have here and based on what we talked about, I'm so intrigued with this upside.
You don't think Cooks would be there?
Coming back? We have 15 picks till we go again. I mean, we have running backs.
I would love to see.
I would love to see if he comes back.
I would love to see.
I'm going to take Montgomery here just because I think that he'll get the bulk of the carries, and I just think that this late, fuck it, we'll be able to get another wide receiver.
So he didn't come back.
Who? Cooks didn't come back?
Cooks did not. He went like 4 picks.
But then he like that. This is for a whole nother debate. Like because when we now see some of these other guys,
so they both left.
Yeah. I mean, it was a close debate there. I mean, at that late in the draft, it's a good upside,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely was an interesting start. We got Gurley, Bell, Thomas, Ridley,
and over here this is like now. No, we don't go here. We don't take any. Do you like any of these guys?
Well, I mean, we'll leave that up to the audience to think about what we got. I think we'll call it here.
Yeah.
All right.
With the first 77, but I think it came out pretty strong. We ended pretty well because we have 1, 2, 3, 4 running backs and 3 wide receivers. We know wide receivers a deep position, so if you just take a quick look, there's some guys there that are interesting.
I like Slayton.
I like Slayton too. I think there's some guys here that have some upside, and it'll be interesting. Looking at tight end is something to do too.
Yeah, I like tight ends there too.
That may be something that we grabbed earlier, but this was one of our first mock drafts that me and Ricky did together for one of this.
And if you're co-managing, you should do something beforehand.
Absolutely.
Like you saw before that we were debating about the Cooks thing.
Yep.
You get into it, you should get that out the way because you don't want it during the draft while it's happening.
Very true.
Because then you lose time, you're on the clock.
Exactly.
You pick something, you pick the wrong thing. Like we might have rushed and picked Montgomery.
Right.
Me and him maybe really
now we're simpatico and more like, and now also what it allows us to do as the season goes on or the off season goes on, we can look at news for guys like Breida and what's his face, Mozart and Montgomery, and just see how the rooms are flowing. One might start pulling away, or Cooks might just start developing a great rapport with Watson. It's like, dude, no, come on now. Let's look at how they're looking right here. Yeah, he may get a concussion, but he can ball out right now because he's getting all the volume. So that's things we just gotta watch. I think it's good. I think it was a good start to the draft, even with going with Thomas, like you said. He's the most points guy that we get. So it's a really good start.
Yeah, I like to start. There you have it, fellas. I mean, definitely come back and watch us at the next round position. This one we did most likely just because, Ricky and Taco had that spot. So it gives you a realistic approach. But definitely come back. We want to give you guys some perspective on some of the picks you may have, maybe even at the 4, 3.
We're gonna end up covering every single draft position in these leagues. But we wanted to do this one first just because it like me and Ricky were saying, we kind of start all after getting our minds ready for this draft. Yeah. And I think, like you said, it gives the people a more realistic approach on how we're thinking about drafting because these are the real debates that we are having before our team.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. We'll definitely like our page, subscribe, share it. We appreciate you guys and
appreciate you guys.
Yeah, definitely. And if you guys have any suggestions on draft spots that you want us to do for your league so you can get some insight, we're more than happy to do that for you to keep you guys informed and help you guys win your leagues, because that's why we're here. We want to help you guys get better, and sometimes that's just showing off some of our inner debates so you can get an idea of what's going on. But definitely want to thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks a lot, guys.